Has your heart ever been broken? Is it keeping you from loving again? Have you ever been in a relationship still heartbroken from the last one? Up next, what we've learned about finding love after heartbreak. Hello, and welcome to the Loveology podcast, where we talk about love and life with laughter. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jason.
He's the carefree one.
She's the serious one.
And we're married.
We have been since 2012, and we like to think of ourselves as a couple of loveologists.
Not because we are the experts, but because we just love love.
We enjoy studying and talking about it, so we thought, let's just start a podcast.
A place where we can share what we have learned about love, relationships, and marriage.
You can share what you've learned, and we can all grow together.
So here we are. Are you ready?
Let's get started. Let's get started, baby.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up? What's
You
up?
all giggly this morning?
I'm always giggly.
This is gonna be a little deep one, y'all. We're
Yeah.
talking about finding love after heartbreak. Man, how many of y'all had a heartbreak before?
I have.
I know I had a heartbreak. You know, puppy love, heartbreak, middle school, high school, college.
Dang.
I mean,
How many heartbreaks? I don't think. What?
I broke a few hearts myself too, as well. You know,
Yeah.
so we all been through that. But we'll get into that a little bit later. So, have you said you've been heartbroken before? Have you? Talk to me about it.
Actually, I've been heartbroken twice. but-
Twice?
Yeah. Well,
Mm.
I mentioned that in the intro episode, ripped out and stumped on. That's what happened. But I'm only going to focus on.
Did you cry?
Of course. It's not a heartbreak if you didn't cry. Like, I don't know.
I mean, sometimes you can go through a heartbreak and you don't necessarily have to cry.
I don't know in what world. I don't know in what world. But anyways, we're definitely going to focus on the second time I was heartbroken because I think that one was the real whammy.
Okay.
And
It took you over the top.
yeah, it could have just been because I had already had my heart broken, once before. And I, loved again and took that
Mhm.
chance and happened again.
Did you want to beat him up? I mean, yeah, heartbroken.
No.
You cry. That's an emotion, anger.
I did
wrath.
think about hitting them up style. Do you know what that means?
Hitting the up style. No.
No. Wait. This old song by Blue is that her name? Blue Contrail?
Yeah.
We should go back, hit 'em up style.
Hit him up style.
Is that how she said it?
I guess I didn't listen to that song. I thought you was gonna bust the windows out of this car.
No.
You want to do that?
No, I was going to
You want to put your
Take the
name in the
money.
tank?
get the money. That's what she
Oh.
talking about in that song.
Oh,
She-
okay. You was gonna drain the bank account.
Yes.
How?
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 Actually,
You had access?
I did. And the thought came across my mind.
Drain his bank account. Go. What you was
Yeah.
gonna buy?
My name was on the bank account, so I really could have went in and just did them dirty. But
But God,
I'm a good Christian girl.
we all fall short sometimes. We all fall short.
Yeah. So today, guys, we're gonna be talking about. We're gonna open up. We're gonna share our heartbreak stories, and we're also gonna tell you what we learned about it
Yeah.
from these heartbreaks and
Right.
how we found love in each other again.
Correct. And hopefully, you can hear some of the stuff that we went through, and if you've gone through them, or if you haven't gone through them and you're out searching for love, I mean, this can help you. So hopefully we can help somebody out here today.
Right. So I'm gonna jump right on in here and start talking about my ex and
So how did you meet him? Talk to me.
how did I meet him? We worked together.
Mm.
It's pretty simple.
Well, it's an old rule to say you never play around where you stay or where you work.
Oh,
You know, if you live in an apartment complex, you shouldn't date anybody in your apartment complex. Or if you're at work, you shouldn't date anybody at work. Because if it doesn't work out, now you got to see this person all the time.
Well, he was gone before any of this. Like,
But you wasn't thinking about if it didn't work.
no, I mean, I actually worked around a lot of men, and this was the first person that I ever talked to like that, and I just never. I don't know. I don't know how it happened. It just happened.
Okay.
But I think that is kind of a good rule to follow. But lots of people meet their significant other at work. So
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times you're at work more than you're at any other place because at your house you're asleep a lot of the time. So work you run into a lot of people.
correct.
So I can understand that.
Thank you. And so I really don't even know like what happened, how we fell in love. I think it was just initially I enjoyed his conversation. He was handsome. He was nice and funny. We bonded over some things that now I realize was just like young, like, oh, we both like the same Alicia Keys song or something.
You know, like peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, it's meant to be because we both like peanut butter and jelly.
Right.
Yes, but no, he was a very nice person, and we just really communicated and just really made each other laugh, and it was just kind of a natural thing.
What was really different about him? Because you said you work with a lot of males. What was different about him? What made him stand out?
I don't know. Like, I guess it's been so long ago that I really can't remember. I
Mm.
don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, tell me how you met your ex.
Well, I met my ex. Shoot, I was a little bit young in the military before my first deployment. Me and one of my good friends, maybe it was my second deployment. I had 3 deployments, so I get them kind of mixed up. But we went to a club in Memphis, and we were just hanging out, doing what we do, and met her at the club, and that's how we met. It's at the club.
Mm-hmm.
Took a picture. She was cute.
You took her picture?
No, we took, you take a picture.
Huh?
You meet somebody and hey, let's take a picture. Take a picture.
No, I didn't do that.
Sometimes you gotta, when you're talking to a lot of different ladies,
Uh-huh.
you can't remember them, especially if you've been drinking. So.
Oh, y'all hear that, ladies? He's putting y'all up on game now. So if some random guy's like, let's take a picture, it's because he want to make sure when his liquor wear off.
Hey, one in the polka dot dress. Because if not, you're gonna forget.
Oh wow, I didn't. I learned something new today.
Hey man, can't give it all away, brothers. I know. I apologize for giving away some of the game. I don't give it all away though. But yeah, I met her in the club and we took a picture and that was that.
So you just asked her to take. I'm sorry, I don't want to like stay on this for too long, but you just asked her to take a picture.
After you vibe for a while, so you dancing and
wait. So you came up and talked to her and asked her to dance with you, and then you took a picture.
I mean, come on, it's not like a brunch party or something. This is a club. It's
right.
Rocking. So yeah, you just dance and after you go out to about the second or third song, y'all still dancing. Y'all obviously y'all vibing. So yeah, it's just you just take a picture.
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of like skipped the whole. You walked up to her, you asked her to dance.
Well, it's a club,
Okay.
Dancing and all that is just like is understood, I guess.
Okay, got it. All right. So what about how did you fall in love? How did that happen?
So how did I fall in love with her? So basically, this thing was like a multi-part answer because I met her that night, and then I went to deployment. Went to Iraq, and we stayed in touch. I want to say that was my second deployment because then I went to another deployment and found out she had a baby and all that good stuff. We stayed in touch. So after all that time, I was done with the military. So really I was ready for a family because the whole time I was in the military, I would see different husbands and fathers. That it's a wide range of emotions while you're deployed and you may not come back home. So I just knew I didn't want to put my wife or family in that particular situation because that kind of sucks, seeing a grown man cry,
Right.
So when I got out of the military, I was ready. I was ready for love. You like this?
No. I don't.
Yeah, I was ready for love. So really, I ain't gonna say I would just fell for anybody, but somebody that I feel like was a good rock. Uh, I was pretty much was ready to fall in love.
Okay.
Does that answer that question?
Well, I guess I'll shoot the same question back to you. Like, I mean, it had to be something in particular that she had that.
I
I
mean,
mean, you just picked any chick.
no. I mean, she definitely. I mean, she was cute, and she had a business sense to her, and a drive. Wanted more out of life. So just those basic things. Um, you know, it sparked something for me, I guess. So yeah,
Okay.
that's sufficient.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because at first you're just like, well, any chick will do.
No, I mean, obviously we stayed in contact for
Yeah.
for some years, so she
Mhm.
had some qualities that I liked, and I was willing to give it a shot.
Mhm. Okay.
And you also want to take it into account that in my last relationship before my ex, my girlfriend at the time did not introduce me to her family. So my ex, I was looking for, as I look back, I was looking for the void that my previous ex didn't feel. So this new ex, not only she introduced me to her family, but she kind of had a family already. So it was a little different thing that attracted me to her.
Oh, that's a very interesting point. All right. Well, okay. So that's how we met our exes, and now we're gonna go into how how and why we broke up. So for me, let's see. My ex was in the military, and he got out.
Like the military boys, don't
Well, if you were still in the military when we started dating, we wouldn't have been dating. That's
you? Right. Yeah, enough of that.
yes. So yeah. So yes, he was in the military. He got stationed overseas, and before he left, we kind of talked about whether or not we were really going to be able to make this relationship work, and but we agreed that we can make it work. So he gets stationed overseas.
Where at overseas?
Why is that important?
It kind of is, because people in the Air Force
Uh-huh.
would know, like, that's the place where
Relationships die.
yeah, yeah.
He got stationed in Korea.
So anybody, if you married out there or
Shout out
have a
to
boyfriend,
yeah. Oh, I thought you were about to say veteran. Shout out to the
no,
veterans.
definitely shout out to the veterans.
Yeah.
But if your significant others goes to Korea and they in the Air Force, watch out. That's all I gotta say.
Everybody's not the same.
That's
honey.
true. That's true. But watch out though.
Okay. And so I'm sure you can gather that he probably cheated on me, which is what happened when he went to Korea.
Sí, señora.
And yeah, he was honest with me. He told me that he cheated on me, but I'm pretty sure that the only reason why he told me is guess what?
Dun dun dun.
He had a baby on the way.
Oh Lord. So you was gonna find out one way or the other.
I was gonna find. Well, hey, some people had a whole wife and kids and stuff for years.
That's
so
true.
maybe I don't know. Maybe not. But anyway, so yes, he cheated on me. He had a baby on the way. He told me this over the phone. Hit me like a ton of bricks. So obviously that was. I mean, it. That's why we broke up.
Yeah.
We were still, communicating. I was in love. We were supposed to be getting married. He told me he was gonna marry me and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Met his mama, love his daddy. He loved my mama.
Grandma.
Met my grandma.
Yeah, everybody.
I loved his grandma.
Sisters.
Taking his grandma to church, stuff.
Oh, doing it all.
Right.
Wifey.
Yeah.
Using up my wifey juice on him.
Oh my gosh. And so, yeah, we were very committed to each other. So I thought so. I was very committed. I was holding it down, back home. But no, he was out having a good time, getting somebody else pregnant. And So yeah, it was still very difficult, but yeah, we broke up, and you know how that goes when you're in love. You just continue to talk to this person, and but yeah, that's what happened to me.
Oh wow. Well, so how did me and my ex break up? Well, similar. But it was a lot of different things leading up to it. So when I got out of the military, I started to go to school, University of Memphis, and everything was cool. But you know, brothers, when that money runs out, when that money runs a little low, man, sometimes they stop believing in you, and I think that was the main thing that led up to everything else. I believe she really stopped believing in me because I really wasn't bringing in the cash that I normally bring in during that time, and so when they start believing in you, they kind of start talking down, doing this and that, and you in love, so you really don't hear the quote unquote physical. I mean, not physical, but the verbal abuse. You don't really. You just, man, I gotta do better. I gotta do better. And then one thing led to another. Went on, saw some text messages because I'm paying the bill, paying for her cell phone bill and my cell phone bill. So I see a lot of numbers and text messages coming through. So at this point, man, I'm deep. I'm deep in love. So I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. Finding out that she was talking to another guy, a football player, on the University of Memphis. She was trying to get her a baller. So I wasn't.
Baller shot caller.
I wasn't balling. I wasn't balling at the time. So yeah. So yeah, it ended up. It wasn't a confirmed infidelity. I didn't see anything or had
Mm-hmm.
any proof, but it's a lot of sexual text messages going back and forth. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I had to cut that off. So that's how we eventually broke up.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's very interesting. I did want to say that you mentioned, like, when you started the story, that you think that she could possibly have stopped believing in you because you weren't bringing in as much cash
Mm-hmm.
as you once were in the relationship. And I mean, as a person that's been with you for what, how long have we been together now? Like 8 years or something? I don't know.
2010 was when we started.
Yeah.
2012 is when we got married.
Yeah.
So it's been a while.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know that you're very ambitious, and just because you probably were just falling on a hard time, and that's
Correct.
definitely no, like, for me, that's like no reason to stop believing in you, because I know the person that you are.
Right.
And so that was just, I just think that she just didn't love you enough. Pretty much.
Well, that's.
I wasn't there, so I don't know for real, but
I
I,
mean, that's how it is. That's why she's not wifey.
right, that's right. That's why this one right here is the wifey.
Exactly.
So back to the text messages. You thought that was enough to feel like she cheated on you?
Yeah, man, because it's you get a lot of different signs and stuff, throughout the process. That's another thing, people. You just really got to pay attention to the signs. I mean, whoever you look up to, universe, the Lord, or whoever, Mother Nature, everybody, it sets up to show you what's the truth. The truth always come out, but you just have to pay attention and accept that, hey, this could be a possibility. So yeah, there's a lot of different signs, and that just done it for me. Yeah, because I
Yeah,
knew I was worth way more than that.
for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm. Well, yeah, that kind of brings me to our next point about like red flags, because I think if everybody thinks, like, if you've been through a heartbreak or through a bad relationship, more than likely there was probably some signs, some red flags before you even fell in love with this person.
Right.
So we just wanted to take a little time to talk about that, and like kind of try to figure out, why do we ignore these red flags? Because with my ex, there was two things that I could see for sure. I could see that he was the type of person that wanted to be around someone all the time, you
Mm.
know. And so,
How's that a red flag?
well, because it was just like, well, I guess I have to go all the way back. So my first love, me and him was in a long distance relationship, and we wouldn't see each other except the weekends. And so my second love, I was going to college and working. So during the week, I didn't really need to see anybody. I'm tired. I'm trying to go to school and go to
You
work. Right.
grinding.
I'm on my grind.
Yeah.
And so like sometimes I wouldn't see him until the weekend, and he kind of like had a problem with that. He got a little upset.
Mm.
And I was just like, well, what is the problem? We talk to each other like every day. Do we need to see each other every day?
He want to physically see you.
Yes, he wanted to physically see me, and he was used to being in a relationship because before he got with me, he had just gotten out of another relationship.
Now, what did he have to see you? Was that because he wanted to physically, like, know you in the Bible sense, see you physically? Or was it some of his insecurities he didn't trust that you was around? Because, mind you, y'all met at work.
Well, we saw each other every day that way. Before
Oh, so y'all was still working together.
No, when I'm talking about this situation, he was
Oh.
no longer working there.
Oh, okay.
So, but in his previous relationship, they had the sort of relationship that they saw each other every day,
Oh, wow.
right? And we're all still pretty young, relatively young, right?
Right.
In our early 20s.
Right.
So his previous long-term relationship was that they saw each other every day, and I think that was just his expectation of what a relationship was.
Mm.
So he got out of that relationship and got into a relationship with me. And so I thought about that as you know, he was going to Korea, just like that might be a little bit of an issue there, because I can kind of already see
Okay.
yeah, that he doesn't do very well with like being away.
Right. And then
Yeah.
he's going to this remote country
Yeah.
and you can't come.
Right.
So,
And he's without his family. There's nobody there.
but you in love, so you just knew it was gonna work out. It was gonna work itself
I
out.
trusted what he said. He
And what
said,
did he tell you? What was those words?
I don't remember the exact words, but basically,
It must have been some good words because he put
Shut
some
up.
butter. On, he put some butter on that toast.
whatever. So the other flag is that he had a wandering eye, man.
A wandering eye.
Yeah.
Please, I understand, but talk to me. Let's talk about that wandering eye.
Is that not the terminology that everybody?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people understand, but I just want to hear your breakdown of a wandering eye.
He looked at other women.
So how is
Okay,
like, give me some examples.
Okay, because all men look at other women.
Yeah. I plead the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And all women look at other men.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't like that, y'all.
What y'all looking at?
And so yeah, but it was like a specific situation where I was at a friend's house. We were having like a cookout, fish fry. It was fun. We were playing cards, and there was another girl there playing spades with him. He was like looking at her. I could see it in his eye. I could see that twinkle.
Oh, wow.
I could see that twinkle in his eye. Like, man, she looked good.
Yeah.
Dang, I forgot that I'm here.
Yeah.
So I was just sitting there, watching. I didn't really say anything, just being young.
He said, googly moogly.
Yes. Yes, he really was. And that was not the first time. And it's like he's so caught up in that he
forgot about
totally
you.
Not forgot that I'm there. I think so, because I'm just like, do you not, or maybe you don't know that I can see the way that you looking at her, like you know.
Wow.
Yeah. So I saw that, and there was just other things, but you're just in love and you want to be the one.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. Or you just accept, or you think that other men look at women, but men look at other women, but at least be smart about it, right?
Well, since we on the topic of women looking at other men, just curious, what's the first thing that you will look at as a woman? Is it the face? Is it the shoes? I hear the shoes. What? Talk to me.
Jason, I don't know why you asked me this question. I am really weird.
Okay.
I don't. That's not me. I don't look at the shoes. I don't know. It's probably the smile.
The smile.
Yeah, it's probably, whether or not you smile, you're approaching me and you're smiling.
Mm.
But apparently, I didn't even know the whole shoe thing. Like, oh, if he got bad shoes on, I'm not dating him. What? I don't know. I don't know nothing about that.
Oh, okay. I just
So.
curious. Just curious.
Okay, so that was some of the red flags that I saw. Did you see? You said you saw some signs, right?
Yeah,
So
definitely. Saw some signs. When a man and you when you're courting each other, dating, you try to put your best foot forward. And you're not trying to be fake, but you just want to present yourself well. So you may go a little bit extra on the cologne. You might bring out your shirt that you haven't worn in a minute. You were just kind of waiting on the perfect time to wear this shirt or what have you. So, but some of the red flags I saw in her was, she had somewhat of a crazy attitude, and it wasn't necessarily towards me, but it was, towards family members, towards other people. And so I was just like, okay, she's a little fiery, but guys, we kind of like the challenge,
I say it probably made you hot or something.
Yeah, nah, it was kind of some crazy outbursts sometimes. Kind of threw it off a little bit. And I'm a social butterfly. I like talking to people, like meeting people, and how I felt like we was kind of clashing a little bit. It was she really didn't have any friends. And the only friend she had, her best friend, she'd been friends for like since they was kids or whatever. But while we was dating, they end up breaking up or whatever. They was staying together, so they don't stay together anymore. So it's like, okay, you have 0 friends now, and I have like 1,000. So it's kind of like it's going to be an off balance. So because I have to be your everything,
Right.
talking about every single thing. And as you know, babe, some things I don't, you should discuss with me. I don't need to know everything about what's going on. Some of that stuff is you need another woman to talk to.
Correct.
So yeah, so that was some couple of red flags that I seen because it's just and also yeah she held grudges. I saw that with a lot of different people. So that was just me. I'm a forgive and forget type of deal, and that's just how I am, and just kind of threw me off a little bit, but in love. Still want to
Sucker for love.
go for it. I'm out the military. I'm ready for love, y'all. I was ready.
Okay. Well, I think I said, I'm still trying to remember though. Did I see any before we fell in love? Because I said I did, but now that I think about it, I think I was already kind of. So maybe I fell in love too fast then, because some of these things I thought that they happened. I think
that's
before.
what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you fall in love too fast, you miss things. Kind of like when you're driving down the street, you going 70, 80 miles per hour. Sometimes you miss your exit, So that's what we did. We missed our exit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's crazy.
And it's really tripping me out because I can't remember exactly why we fell in love. It's really.
You was probably ready for love too. Guess so.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. So anyway.
So what was the steps that you took to get over him?
Well, it was very, very hard. Very hard. I cried all the time. I prayed a lot, for sure.
Did you lose some weight?
I got super duper skinny.
Because I was about to say, that wasn't no real love if you ain't lose no weight trying to get over it. I know some people out there, get that broken heart diet.
Oh, yeah. I was so skinny. I was the skinniest that I had ever been in my whole life. You know how when people say I had knots in my stomach and I couldn't eat? I didn't used to believe. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Of course you can eat. What are you saying? You got knots in your stomach. What are you talking about?
Right.
No, I felt that it was literally a knot and it would tighten up. I was just trying to eat a turkey sandwich and I could not eat a whole turkey sandwich. I got halfway through it and I just couldn't even eat no more.
Just knocked the appetite out you.
Yes. It was rough.
Man.
So I definitely cried all the time. I had some of those feelings of, not wanting to start over. I felt like I had invested, so much time in him.
Right.
Met his parents. We was all good to go. I didn't feel like doing this all over.
Yeah, nobody want to do that all over again. That's a long process.
Right.
Learning everybody's names and birthdays.
Bonding with everybody,
Picking up recipes.
Yeah.
Nicknames for everybody. No.
Oh
I don't want
gosh.
to do that over again.
But so I seriously, I definitely prayed a lot. I started to work on myself a lot. Just really, just take time to figure out what went wrong, what just really think about myself and what I wanted out of life, and did a lot of self development.
Right.
But one time I was just like crying so hard that I had to go see my pastor. I was just crying every single day for hours.
Right.
And I went to go see my pastor and he told me like 3 simple things to do. And I was like, I'm gonna tell y'all. Well, I can only remember 2 things he told me to do. He told me to cut off all communication with him because you know how it goes. You still talking to this person or whatever.
Right.
He told me to cut off all communication with him, and so I did that. And then the other thing is he told me to like, what is it? Just listen to like some upbeat music in the morning to get myself like ready to go. And so when he told me this, I was looking at him and was like, "Is this it? This all you? This the only advice?
Right.
I'm over here dying." And
Right.
that's the only advice that you got for me is to listen to some upbeat music.
Right.
But it was a third thing too, but I really can't remember what it was. But those simple things that he told me,
So,
I didn't think they were gonna work, but they definitely did.
Even with cutting off communication, most people think, back and forth, talking and seeing each other, but also communication is looking at their pictures.
For
right?
sure, yeah.
Right. So you still communicating with that picture, and that picture is communicating to you. Because it may be in a situation or maybe in a date that you remembered, and now you bring back those good feelings again.
Yeah.
So, blocking.
Oh, yeah. I had to do it. I had
burning, you burn the pictures.
I didn't do that, but
that's symbolism. You burn that sucker.
I didn't
burn
look at
that
the pictures.
T-shirt, burn all that stuff, because once you burn it up, you can't get it back. Can't go back for it.
Yeah.
Because you keep it in a little shoebox. Guess what? One day you get weak, you want to go through it again. Now you're crying. Now you're stuck. Now you're back at ground zero. They got to start all over again.
That's true.
So you got to cut all that communication. Okay.
Yeah, I defriended, blocked. I still communicated with his parents. I just asked them not to bring up his name. Don't say his name, please. I will still talk to y'all, but I cannot hear his name. Don't tell me nothing about what he doing. None of that. Right. And so yeah, I started to do those things, and one song that I listened to a lot was this song by Alicia Keys. It's called "Lesson Learned."
How did that song go?
I'm not gonna sing it. I'm not going to sing it.
I
but
will sing it, but Keys, boy, she hit those notes that I can't even think about. Not even in the shower, I can't hit those notes sometimes.
So even though I wasn't feeling the way that this song is describing, I think because I just used to cry and I just used to listen to the song over and over again, and the song is written from a place of like she's over the heartbreak, so let me just read a couple of the lyrics, because it's just like
it's almost like affirmations.
Yeah.
Right? So you're trying to, with affirmations, you don't speak in the present. You speak the future as if it's in the present already. Right. So that's basically what you was doing. Not I will get over him, but I am over him. Right?
Yep. So here's a couple of the lyrics. My favorite part, it said, "Falling down, ain't falling down. If you don't cry when you hit the floor, it's called the past because I'm getting past and I ain't nothing like I was before.
Hey.
You ought to see me now. Yes, I was burned, but I call it a lesson learned.
Yes, I was burned, but I caught it. A lesson learned.
Mistake overturned, so I call it a lesson soul. A lesson learned. My soul has returned. Oh,
Mm. This
my
is some deep love.
yes, my soul has
And
returned.
gave him your soul. Give my soul back.
So I called it a lesson learned. Another lesson learned. And then John Mayer was in the background saying, "It's all right."
Yeah, it's all right.
Yes.
Yes.
They just knew what I needed.
Yeah. No, that's a powerful. Give me a little goosebumps now.
Yeah, he just singing to me saying, it's okay. It's all right.
Right.
It's a lesson learned.
And so you singing this while you boohooing crying in the morning.
Yes.
But you speaking the future as it is right now.
For sure.
And affirmations is huge.
Yeah. So shout out to Alicia Keys and John Mayer.
Right.
And what's his name? Raphael Sadiq. They wrote the song. And that is such a beautiful and healing song. You helped me. Thank you so much. Now, you.
Dang, I got to follow up behind that. Well.
Oh, and shout out to my mama for letting me cry on her shoulder, too.
Oh,
yeah.
Mama's shoulder so big, boy. Yeah. They hold all those tears for us. Appreciate you, mamas.
Yes. Yeah, because she had to see it, boy.
Yeah. So, man, some of the steps that I took to get over her was I basically and my friends thought I was going crazy because I told them, hey, don't contact me. I'm about to go on this journey where it was just going to be me and God. And I told them, hey, man, don't contact me. And they was telling me, hey, man, you sure everything's all right, man? I come get you. Let's hang out. But I wasn't. I had to renew me. Like you want to get your soul back. I had to get connected with God again. So basically, it was the summertime, so I wasn't in school or anything like that. And that's another key thing too. Not only I fell in love with her, but I fell in love with her daughter as well. And I never been in that situation where I really deep in love with the girl and their daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like really, in a real relationship. So yeah, that kind of threw me off. I was always a family man. I was ready to get a family, And so I just cut all communications. Like you said earlier, I wasn't on Facebook. I think I even changed my Facebook profile to like a black. It was all black. Just the black color. It was just black. That's what you saw. And I wasn't on it. My friends know, man, sometimes I talk to them every day, life of the party. But I was not answering the phone. I think I even had it going straight to voicemail. But every day I would get up, I would spend time in the Word, reading, just, looking in the mirror, saying I am strong, I am powerful, I am handsome, just building myself up because that was a difficult time that I was going through. So I took about 2 weeks of my journey. And even after that journey, I still wasn't complete yet. That's just, I guess, just the initial phase, because even when I went out with my friends, went to Little Rock and we would hang out, still not the same, a lot of guys, when you in a relationship for so long, or even if it's a short period of time, you kind of lose your skills to talk to people, talk to girls again, So I was just trying to focus on me. That's how I felt like I was going to get over her, to focus on me again, find out who I am again, and go from there. So that was the steps I took to get over the Bible and time.
Yeah, I should say I read the Bible a lot too. I said I prayed a lot, but I definitely read the Bible a lot.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And leaned on the people who loved me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of did a Rambo style. I would not recommend anybody doing it Rambo
Why
style.
not? It helped you.
I mean, I'm a different person though. You know what I'm saying? That's just who I am. Like again, I'm a war veteran, so I've been through a lot of trainings on survival and all that good stuff. So I had special training to get through situations like that. So I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend people to get around people who love them.
Right.
Yeah, get a dog, get something.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it by yourself, not just you and God. I mean, you can do it. Obviously, I did it, but wouldn't recommend it.
Right. Okay.
So, what did you learn from your experience?
I learned that, me and you had a discussion about whether my exes actually loved me because they cheated on me. And we definitely going to talk about what love is later on in this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in this podcast. And so, but I think that people have different levels of love or different capacities to love someone.
Mm-hmm.
So perhaps because I do think that cheating is the most selfish thing that you can do in a relationship. One of the most selfish things that you can do.
What about taking their money?
Huh?
Taking
what I was thinking about doing?
Taking their money is pretty selfish. No, I know that's after the fact, but
that's self-defense. Right?
But it's a lot of girls that not only cheat on you, but they'll take all your money. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those gold diggers. Yeah, they rough.
Yeah.
Ruthless.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to do.
Where
do women deal with gold diggers? I guess you do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You had somebody try to gold dig you?
No. I haven't made enough money for somebody to be gold
You'll
digging.
be surprised. So hey, you got some noodles? Shoot.
Got a little something, huh?
Yeah, you got some noodles? I want that. Yeah.
So I just think that, we had a conversation about that, and I just think that, like, can I say that it was love because they were able to do such a selfish thing? I don't know. I just think that their capacity to love was different than mine, and obviously I love deeper than they did.
There was just like an immature type of love. It wasn't full grown.
Yeah, wasn't full grown. So I definitely loved them more than they loved me, for sure, because I'm not going to cheat on you because I would never want to hurt you like that.
Right.
So the fact that you were able to do that to me is you put yourself before me and you cheated on me. So that's not love, right?
Repeatedly. He had a baby.
Yeah.
It wasn't no one time.
I asked him, how many times have y'all done it? He couldn't. I don't even know. I can't even
75.
Boy, I'm laughing now, but I'm telling you, boy.
Pain.
Yes. I screamed like, I don't know.
Like a cat.
Like I was dying. And it actually did. That's interesting. Like it felt like a death. And I guess it is a death.
Yeah,
it's
because
a death of a relationship.
That relationship is not going to be.
Yeah. But that's how I feel like it's just something died.
Wow.
A person that you love died a whole lot. I mean, died and you're just hurting,
Right.
So anyways, so that's, I learned that from that experience. And so I was, moving forward, I wanted to make sure that the person that I was with in the future was not selfish. That was like one of the main things that I was looking for. So just be careful about who I give my heart to, because everybody doesn't deserve it. Everybody don't know what to do with it.
Right.
They don't know how precious it is.
Right.
So, slow it down.
Right.
And you just need to be very sure that person can handle it.
Right.
And not to act like a wife until I was a wife.
Yeah. What they say? Why pay for the cow when you're getting the milk for free?
I wasn't living with him. People normally say that when you living with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yes, I mean, just in my behaviors, I was in love, so I treated him like I would treat a husband. You know what I'm saying? And I learned there's no, I'm not gonna commit to you on that level. I shouldn't say that word, because I once I'm with somebody, I was committed regardless, right? I'm just not a cheater. So,
right.
So, but just like the things making sacrifices and different things like that. I'm not doing that until I'm married. I
Yeah.
will do that with my husband, but nobody else.
Yeah, buddy, you made it hard for me. Just a little bit harder, but hey, I'm the guy for the job.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
For sure. And so yeah, I think those were the three main things that I learned. What about you?
Well, you touched on it. It's the same thing. The main thing is slow it down. When you in your 20s, you feel like you just, oh, I'm old. I need to get in a relationship. I need to have my kids. I need to get married. And I had plenty of time to find you. I had plenty of time, but I was, that was, I guess, the best candidate at the time during my stint of in and out of deployments and stuff. Uh, but just live a little, enjoy the transition. I was going to school. I should enjoy the transition and just focus on my schooling. Um, and went from there. So I learned to slow it down and really pay attention to those signs. Those little small micro signs that are out there that adds up.
Mm-hmm.
You really want to pay attention to that and always, you know, don't lose who you are.
Right.
Remember who you are, because a lot of a lot of people can see you changing from the outside, but you don't see it. So you got to really pay attention where you used to, go play basketball every Tuesday, and when you start changing that stuff up, that you losing yourself, because that's not what you do anymore. So you gotta pay attention to that.
Yeah. And I was actually talking to one of your friends, and
Mm-hmm.
I asked him, I was like, what was it about this girl that y'all, because, a lot of your friends say, man, I don't know why Jason was with her, or they just say, little stuff like that. And I was like, what was it about her that you guys didn't like? And he said that he did not like who you were
Mm.
around her.
Mm.
So with her,
Yeah.
you were just like a totally different person.
I changed.
Yeah. And so I think that's another thing. It's like, as people are dating, it's important to take your, this person that you're dating around the people that love you, and like really, listen to what they have to say about this person.
Right.
Because, they can see stuff that you can't see. So
Right.
it's just really important not to be in a little bubble, which is what people tend to do.
Right.
you know.
Right. And like I said, she wasn't a social butterfly like myself. So
Mhm.
if you are having relations with that person, you kind of pick up some of their tendencies. So
Mhm.
I kind of pull back from being a social butterfly, you know what I'm saying? Because she, we would exchange everything that we need to exchange, and it just wasn't enough left over to give to other people, as far as, what's going on with my life today, and, about this, let's go watch this game. It just wasn't that much left after uh, after you talk to somebody that doesn't have anybody else to talk to.
Right.
And she was at odds with a lot of different people. So
Mhm.
that is true. Keep bringing them around the people that love you, because they're gonna give you you will want them to give you the truth.
Right.
But sometimes you don't see it, but you just gotta pay attention.
Right. Okay. So we wanted to talk about like baggage. 'Cause obviously you always have baggage when you get out of a relationship. So Jason, what kind of baggage did I have coming into our relationship? What did you see?
Well, what kind of baggage did you have? Your trust level wasn't at 100%. You didn't trust me 100%. And what was we was talking about at one point, where your trust for me wasn't as high.
I think it was that time when you had gone out or something, and there was a girl that posted something on Facebook.
Oh yeah, about Trey Songz. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it was some chick, some random
person I went to school with. It was a classmate.
Yeah, and she like posted something on Facebook like I'm having such a great time and tagged Jason in it. And me and Jason together now. We're in a relationship now.
We
No.
was exclusively talking to each other.
We were in a relationship.
Regardless, it didn't matter. What mattered? It doesn't matter because there was nothing going on. It was just what happened on the post. What did
She
she
said
say?
something about she having a great time. Jason Harris is singing Trey Songz's song. And I'm just like, well, yeah, at that time, Jason was definitely
Bumping
on
and Trey Songz.
bumping Trey Songz
You
all the
just need
time.
me, girl.
Yeah, so I'm like, this sounds totally true.
That is
And so I called him like, what is this? You know
what
what I mean?
you talking to?
I was getting ready to break up with him.
Leave me alone off of some flim flam is what we call it. Nothing.
If I see any signs of you,
But you gave this other man 15 million signs. Just pass by them. But one little sign pop up.
And guess what happened the last time? So no, if I see anything, I'm dipping. It's over.
Wow. And like I said, it was a classmate. We're young. We in college. So, I didn't know she was going to that club. And I saw her at the club. Hey, what's up? Trey Songz were playing. Boom, I'm singing because that's why I do that. I sing songs.
So why did she post you in them?
I mean, when you be around the life of the party, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, let's say you in a club and Snoop Dogg is there. Like, man, when Snoop Dogg, he was singing Trey Songz, So it's like when you're around something like just like that, you just get excited, I guess.
I guess I sure was about to throw them deuces though. Jason talked me out of it, talking about I'm not gonna let you give up on us or something like that.
Yeah, man.
Some whack line.
It worked. Because the truth will set you free. It was the truth.
Yeah, I don't know how I let that whack line work on me.
Because it's the truth. That's how it worked.
Yeah. So, what about you? Did you bring baggage?
Did I bring? You tell me. Sometimes you don't think you bring baggage, but we all bring baggage. We just gotta minimize it. So what was the baggage?
You told me one time that you your ex pretended to be the person that I was truly.
Yeah, Ashley is a very, very sweet, genuine person. Like what she mean, like no matter what she says or how she says it, just know that deep down is from love. So if she say a certain thing, you might project it as negative, but she's not saying it negatively. She's saying it from love, and it sounds negative to you. Like, are you gonna pick up that plate? So you think, oh, she's mad because I'm leaving this plate on the table. But she's just simply asking you, are you going to pick up the plate? Because if not, I'm going to get it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to kind of check yourself because you can't project, some things on her and it's not really what she's saying. So, yeah, my ex was acting like, I took her as the same thing as you, genuine. That's who I thought she was. But then I started to see that maybe she was genuine, but she fell out of love with me. Mm-hmm. And so it just trying to figure out how to get, move on to the next person. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's what that was all about. I'm not sure. But yeah, so, it took a while for me to really realize that Ashley is really speaking from the heart. You know what I'm saying? She is really genuine. This is who she really is. It took a little while. So I guess that was my baggage, I'm really like one of those Alicia Keys songs. I can't remember exactly, but she talking about crashing and burning. That's how I do my relationships. I made a bad pick or whatever. I'm hurting, but guess what? I'm gonna go in with the next one, the next relationship, like with a clean slate, and that's how I felt like I was doing it. But actually, I had a little baggage on the back that I didn't see. And I think a lot of us have baggage that we don't really see. Mm-hmm. And in order to find out the baggage, you have to really find yourself again and really get over your ex. All right. And I think that's another point we want to talk about, really getting over.
Yeah, I wanted to say one more thing about I think that I was raised, my grandmother would always say, if a man is gonna cheat, he's gonna figure out a way to do it. So there's no reason to follow up behind him,
Wasting a
checking.
lot of energy.
Yeah.
The truth gonna come out regardless.
Exactly. Was done in the dark will come to the light. And so because that was put into my mind at a very early age, I think that's probably the only thing that really kept me from becoming that type of person after being cheated on twice.
Mm-hmm.
So I can say that I think that it's understandable if other people become that way,
Mm-hmm.
and that's something that you just really have to fight, because yeah, it's just, I truly believe what she said. Like, if you want to do it, you're gonna figure out a way to do it.
Right.
And there's no point in you running around trying to stop him from cheating and all this other stuff, or stop her from cheating. You just need to choose to leave him or take it.
Right. Exactly.
You either go take it or you gonna leave it. One of the two. And so what were you saying? Oh.
Well, just we was just talking about getting over. The next step is just getting over.
Mm-hmm. So I think we also wanted to just like acknowledge that both of us, our relationship ended because of infidelity.
Right.
But of course, there's like multiple reasons why relationships end, and it could just be that you're arguing too much or you grew apart. Maybe your heart was broken, but you're deciding to try to work it out with this person. So that's like a totally different ball game, but it's essentially the same thing, I guess.
Yeah, and sometimes your partner may lose their drive. They're not maybe they used to work out a lot, now they don't work out anymore. I knew I broke up with a girl one time because she didn't introduce me to her family.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, come on, how can you? That's a huge red flag, guys and girls. if you don't get introduced to your family, to their family, especially their family people, yeah, you gotta let that go. And yeah, I had to let that go after 8 months, and you still don't introduce me to none of your family, like not a word. Like
that's problematic.
It's kind of weird. And then the crazy part about it, her sister is the one that hooked us up. So you don't even want to, acknowledge to your sister that we took this to another step. Like, yeah. So that's another reason why you can break some things up. So that was crazy to me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not good enough for your family. So it's like, nah.
Yeah. And I think what you were saying earlier about that you crash and burn, I think that's very rare. I think that fear is one of the biggest things that hold people back. And for you to just be going in like fearless, like, I don't care.
Again,
I'm an open heart.
I'm a different person. I've always been a different person.
Yeah.
With training too. So
yeah,
that wasn't nothing big for me.
Yeah. So I guess I would encourage people to be like Jason here and, don't let fear hold you back.
Right.
If you want to find love again, or you're working through love, working through hurt with the same person, just don't let the fear hold you back, because
learn your lessons now. Learn your lessons.
Exactly.
Try to make some
wiser
decisions when you're picking your mate. But once you make that decision, go all in.
Right.
All this second guessing stuff, do that in the preliminary rounds. But once you make the decision, go all in. Don't hold back.
Right. And so some of the other things that I think that we did that was really important to everyone getting over heartbreak and finding love again is, one of the worst pieces of advice that I hear people say is, if you want to get over somebody, get with somebody else.
Yeah.
So I just think that is like the worst.
Terrible.
And, of course there's, an exception to every rule, but I think the general rule is that is no bueno.
Yeah. Yeah, because you haven't closed that other door yet.
Right.
And the draft is still coming in.
Right.
You got to close that door, close that window, and then open up a new one.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, So yeah, I mean, and people really, I was confused. I like to take nice long breaks. I
Yeah.
have to take. I have to. I'm not. I'm not in any condition to be trying to be with anybody else when my heart is broken at
Right.
all. So I took a nice long break each time. Like I said, there's an exception to every rule. Sometimes people are able to exit one relationship and go into another one, and it works out. But I'm not in their relationship, but I kind of feel like it's probably had some issues
Right.
because they jumped from one relationship to the next. So that would be like one of my biggest things, and one of the things that both of us did, like you said, was took time,
Mm-hmm.
took a break, um, you know, face the pain.
Yeah, you definitely gotta face that pain, because if you don't, it's coming. You know, it's coming one way or the other. It's gonna come out in a different form or fashion. So you
Mm-hmm.
have to stand up to it, take it, and move on.
Right.
You just gotta move on.
Yeah. And you have to forgive. I heard someone say forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of times you can still be mad at this other person, but this person that moved on, then now they're married and have kids, and you still pissed at this person or upset at this person for whatever reason. And also, you gotta understand, to help you get over a person, you gotta understand that that person is not evil.
Right.
Like I said in the beginning, I broke some hearts too.
Mm-hmm.
Some hearts I didn't even know I broke.
Right.
I didn't even know it. But some I did, and I apologize. When you're young, you're immature, you're moving fast, and but that doesn't make me a bad person because I
Right.
broke some hearts.
Yeah,
You know,
I think that was very big in helping me to forgive. Is to understand that no, they're not an evil person. I had good times with this person.
right,
I learned things from this person.
right.
Did you learn anything
Oh
out
yeah,
of
yeah,
yeah. And so I mean, he was my teacher for a while. Like
right.
he was in my life and he taught me something.
I learned to help me get prepared for my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I haven't changed a diaper in it before.
Yeah.
I haven't seen green boo boo before. That
Mm-hmm.
kind of threw me off. Like, whoa, yeah, what is? Why is this so green? It's like army green. What is this?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So being patient and stuff. That's another thing. Like I said, coming back from Iraq, there's no kids in Iraq. You don't see that. So
Mm-hmm.
you learn things when you have children. And so she already had a daughter. So I learned how to be, um, the steps to being a father. I wasn't ready to be a father, but I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know that,
Yeah.
but it helped me in the future, because I was already kind of a pro with changing diapers. See, I wasn't that type of person that had um, baby cousins or baby brothers and sisters where you help change diapers and help with the bottle warming and all that good stuff and the crying. I didn't have that in my life. So this was the first time I was introduced. I didn't even know how to hold a baby. I just
Mm-hmm.
never hold babies or nothing like that. So this was the first time I was introduced to that. So, I learned a lot, definitely learned a lot.
Yeah.
So that's knowing that this person is not an evil person, even if they did do something bad to you, even if they did some evil things, so to speak. But we all have done things wrong
Right.
before in life.
Mm-hmm.
We when people, uh, not trying to get too off target, but when people borrow money from you, right?
Right.
So you get mad. We get so mad when that person doesn't return, don't pay you the money, right? You get so upset. But you the same person that have bill collectors calling you because you didn't pay that credit card back.
Right.
So we all do bad things, but it don't mean that we're bad people. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to understand that. And even if they are a bad person, you just get over it.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to understand that as long as you hold that grudge, it's holding you back. It's like
Right.
an anchor. You stuck in that spot. You will not progress if you don't let this anchor go.
Right. And the right person cannot come into your life with you. Actually, I shouldn't say that because sometimes the right person does come in and they help you.
That's true. That's
So,
true.
it is what it is.
Right.
But for the most part, I know for me, I needed to let all that stuff go because I don't think I would have been in any position to receive my husband if I hadn't.
Right. And I
For sure.
also want to say, you want to go get some counseling as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely key. We all counsel each other from time to time, but especially if you still with that person that hurt you,
Yeah.
it is very important to get some counseling because it's a lot of pain and that's still there, and you want to get that, face that pain and get over that pain and put that pain away, learn from those experiences, but lock that pain away, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, and I just want to say that, like, I think that a lot of times we already know what we need to do. We just need to
Do it.
have the discipline and do it.
Right.
Um, and and the last thing I think I want to say is, um, just the importance of having positive energy.
Right.
A positive attitude.
Right.
Because I can say, like, as hurt as I was, maybe I think that I've always realized that there was a good man. Like, I never said all men are dogs and I just can't stand. I was just looking for, my verbiage was more so, I know that there's a good man out there. We just need to find each other.
Right.
Like, when am I going to find him? My frustration was that.
But you wasn't studying me in high school though.
What are you talking
I
about?
was the good man.
You weren't studying me neither.
I had to go live life for a little bit.
So yeah, because if you be like, oh, I'm never gonna love again, and you just
You speaking that, that's
speaking all
affirmations
that
again.
stuff, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think that's a very big thing to do, is just understand that there's somebody out there that will treat you right. You just need to find each other. That's all.
Right.
So don't think that there's just nobody ever out in the world anywhere
Right.
that can help be with you and be happy with you.
Right.
Yeah.
So take us home, babe.
What would we like to close with? Like, I don't know if this is weird that me and my husband are able to talk about this so openly.
Oh yeah, we can talk about this openly because we have forgiven our exes. Why not? Why not be able to talk about an experience? That's what life is all about: sharing experiences and learning from them. So
Right.
yeah, we're open to talk about our exes, and they're human beings at the end of the day. So you want to love thy neighbor, no matter if it's an ex, whether it's a friend, because it's not just our ex that hurt us. Sometimes our friends hurt us. Sometimes our family members hurt us, right?
Yeah.
But you still with them. You still love them. So it's okay to love this person as a person, but not as a lover, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we can be open. If you can talk about your ex, then that's the good step forward to
Right.
getting over her or him.
Yeah, because I remember I couldn't talk about it at all.
So anybody out there, if you can't talk about your ex, you're probably not over them yet.
Yeah,
right?
For sure. Yeah. So I mean, I think that concludes, like, most of my points for sure. How about you? Did you have anything else to add?
We're gonna, always have some different points. We might come back at a later episode and kind of touch on this thing. Relationship. What I love about love is an ongoing topic. It was a topic in the beginning of time, and it's gonna be a topic till the end of time and probably eternity. So love is always gonna be a topic. So. But that is my points for today. But best believe we're gonna be talking more about love and getting over love throughout probably all these episodes because it's so important.
Getting over heartbreak. You say getting over love.
Yeah, that's the heartbreak. Getting over the love that you thought that was your love, but it really wasn't your love, right?
Yes. and yeah, so that concludes this episode.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, I hope that you learned something for our personal experiences. It's been
Right.
fun sharing it. Never thought I
Right.
would say something like that, but it's been fun sharing it.
Yes.
And yeah, I just hope that you learned something, and
And please, if you felt something from this episode, if you learned something, share it. Talk to other people. Share this podcast so they can help. We can help other people get over these things, because sometimes these things can actually destroy us. And so, just a little conversation can help people in the biggest way, and you just really never know it. So please help someone by sharing with someone. Talk to you later. You've been listening to the Loveology podcast. Did you have fun with us today? Tell a friend about our show. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to keep the conversation going. Be sure to subscribe so you'll never miss an episode. Visit us at loveologypodcast.com. Thanks for listening. Until next time, Loveologists.